Tristia, how are you today?
Good. How are you today, Alex?
I'm doing well. I'm ready for the next episode of You Ask Evolve Answers. And today's topic is emerging modalities for blended learning strategies. So before we get into all the detail around emerging modalities, what are some of those emerging modalities that you're thinking a lot about right now? And it could be existing things that we all know about already, but what are the big ones that you're thinking about lately?
So we know about e-learning and video. We do a lot of that work, and we know that clients are pretty familiar with using e-learning and video in their training programs. But there's a lot of technology coming out lately that make blended learning really exciting and immersive, adaptive, personalized learning journeys are really in vogue right now. There's
Mhm.
a lot you can do to even take your existing e-learning and video training and supplement that with more immersive and more adaptive, more learner-friendly experiences to really round out your blended learning program and meet your learners where they're at and provide them with more informational support to really strengthen that knowledge base, to increase retention
Mhm.
and employee engagement, and really get them excited about learning more about their job, more about your company, and more about how to, just function better in their environment.
So you touched a little bit about those immersive and adaptive. Can we dive a little bit deeper on what that means?
So there's a lot you can do to use personalized learning and adaptive learning, even using common e-learning development tools to really make a larger impact with your learners, really personalize that experience and make sure that they're not wasting time on stuff they already know or missing things that they should know because of maybe a set and a non-personalized curriculum.
Mhm.
So that's using things like pre-tests and post-tests and branching to really make sure that you're meeting them where their learning gaps are and giving them the information that they need. And for immersive learning, that could mean things like simulations and gamification. So even desktop-based applications, you can build different types of simulations in Storyline and Camtasia or Captivate. There are a lot of different tools you can use to do that. For a variety of different tasks, we have built simulations for um, anything from retail and hospitality to oil and gas to corporate learning and difficult conversations and soft skills. So there's a lot you can do with even some of the less emerging tools and more tried and true software applications and tools that can be really impactful simulations and gamification accessible to people with tools like Zapper to
Mhm.
create AR experiences and scenario VR and even Storyline 360 for using 360 video
Mhm.
and immersive video and images for tours or facilities tours or onboarding tours. Virtual reality and augmented reality may seem like big, scary, tech heavy
Budget heavy,
topics.
long
Yeah,
development
definitely can be
time type
expensive.
things.
Don't let the really high tech options scare you, because there's a lot of ways you can bring in those modalities without breaking the bank and without having a whole high tech team.
Mhm.
There's ways you can use those tools and use those modalities within a blended learning curriculum without making it all about that one
Mhm.
experience and all about that one tool. Remember, blended learning is about more of a holistic experience
Yeah.
and using multiple different modalities for their best function. So
Mhm.
consider, what are the tasks that would make sense to teach using AR or VR? What would make sense to teach using a simulation, even if it is just desktop based or
Mhm.
like a software simulation or task or process simulation? sometimes there's ways you can get creative with some of the existing tools, or even using existing tools in tandem with emerging modalities like AR and VR.
Mhm. Some of the emerging modalities that we've talked about aren't necessarily new or the latest and greatest bright shiny tool. It's using them in a way that makes it the most engaging and appropriate for the topic at hand. It could be a combination of e-learning, could be video playlists, could be, looking at things like immersive or adaptive learning that's both personalized but very scenario based. So people are practicing those skills, whether it is difficult conversations or dealing with a customer service environment, just a way to immerse them in that environment in a safe space that helps them to build the skills and also helps to reduce the training overhead of a manager standing right with them, practicing some of those skills. And then, of course, bringing it all together, AR and VR, it's not as budget prohibitive as it used to be. There are some great tools out there, as well as some new features within existing e-learning tools that make AR and VR much more of a reality these days, even on the most cost-conscious budget projects. So, well, Tristia, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today. This has helped me get a better understanding of how it all fits together, and I hope that that's worked for you and in our audience. We do have an ebook coming out, so definitely check out our website for an ebook on emerging modalities for blended learning. Thanks again, Tristia. Talk to you later.